Everybody looks good on camera today. Everybody looks good on camera. Hey, are you ready?
Can I put this down?
Yeah,
Does this
pull it
go
down.
No. Oh, hello.
You okay over there?
Gotcha.
You okay over there? Everybody good? Let's go to the Lord. Heavenly Father, we thank you for Katie and Bonnie. Father, we thank you for bringing them with us. This is going to be an amazing show. Father, you walk with us and sit with us as we walk through the things that we did in 2025. Father, this podcast that you've given to Rob and I has been an amazing platform. Father, we have reached some people and we're going to continue to reach some people. Father, we thank you so very much for what you've done in our lives, and we pray that you continue to work with this podcast and still reach out to everybody. And we pray this in your name. Amen. Let's go to work. You guys got to have a dent in his head.
I already have dents in my head.
You know, the gamers
Oh.
dents in their heads now.
Like permanent dents?
Yes.
Yeah. Welcome back to Recovery Unfiltered. My name is Larry, and I'm an alcoholic.
My name is Robin. I'm a gamer.
Yeah, you are.
With a dent in my head.
Apparently, you're an alcoholic. Apparently, you are.
I'm a recovered alcoholic.
You are?
Yes.
You sure?
Recovered from a seemingly hopeless state of body and mind.
There you go. There you go. Quoting
Not
it
cured of
already.
alcoholism. What we have is a daily reprieve. Look at that. Contingent on the maintenance of our
When are you
spiritual-
going to be over that?
Never.
You need to do some steps on that.
I will.
You need to do some
Humility.
steps. You sent me a picture the other day, and I had to decipher this.
What?
When I looked at it, you sent it to me, and I'm sitting there, and I felt gay to begin with. Nothing wrong with that. I promise you. Nothing wrong with that
There was
lifestyle.
no penis in that picture. What are you talking about?
I know, but I'm looking at this, and it's one man sending another man a picture, and you're all flexed out, and I'm looking at it, and I'm like, what am I supposed to do with this picture right now?
What I write though? I wrote. What did I write?
You're going to get me back to there, and I appreciate that. But you know how many ways I wanted to send that to our brother Brad and go, dude, you get the cap cut and get after this one.
Yeah.
Somebody, there's got to be a lot going on with this
but
one.
my point was, because that day when I went to work out,
Yeah.
I was talking to Robert. You don't know Robert Roof. My wife knows Robert very well. Young man. He's been working for me for 8 years. He fluctuates anywhere from 300 to 300. You know, he's a big man.
Right.
Big man. So and he was bitching about, losing weight. And I went to the gym and I showed him that. And he's been through my journey, the cancer. And I go, he remembers all that. And I go, look, here's 47. Here's 53. 5.5 years it took. That's not going to go
work.
overnight.
It's work.
And that didn't happen overnight. It takes
work.
fucking work.
Right.
But
And I ain't afraid to get there.
no, we'll get you there.
We will. And it's, like I said, when we
But
recorded.
that picture looked good, didn't it?
You did. I was pretty impressed. I'm going to tell you. I was pretty impressed.
You're
like
so
I said,
modest.
I had to sit there for a minute
Well,
looking at it. I'm like, I don't know what I want to do with this picture right now. Should I print it and put it all the way around the rooms? I
Should
don't
we
know.
post it?
No.
Oh, it's going to get posted. One in our chat or in Instagram. It's going to get posted somewhere.
I'm not allowed to post any pictures like
You want to put that microphone in front of you? It has not been that long, Bonnie. It has not been that long.
What?
I love you.
Well, I also don't want to be the
I won't let you do that. I won't let you
I
do
would.
that. Hey, has Tammy been able to watch? Has Tammy been watching her little brother?
I don't know.
Why? How come
Well,
you haven't asked
Tammy
that
did
question?
ask that you tell a funny little story about her. When I told her, she's like, well, tell him to talk about me. I want a story. She wants to be acknowledged.
Tammy's feeling ignored or what?
I guess.
Yeah, I guarantee you, I can come up with something about
Oh,
Tammy.
I know you could. When she
in a
comes
few-
back out, we'll have her on,
I
of
know.
course, because there's.
That would be fun. That would definitely be fun. I still want to have your kids on. I still think, you know what?
We almost had Emily last time, but we would do that.
That's what I told him. Why don't you guys have your sons and
That
you
a
could
kid.
have Eric and he
Logan?
could have Logan.
It would be, well, Eric or Pat, either
Yeah.
one. I
Yeah.
mean, it's been, the one I really want is Jason and his son. Jason has talked about it. Jason has talked about it, and he's talked to his son several times. Yeah.
That'd be cool.
Yeah. We've talked about it a few times.
Yeah, that'd be good.
And I think him and Jake have actually talked about it a few times. And I think it's going to happen. But I mean, Katie brought up something the other day, and this is, this basically is just Rob and Larry with their wives, right? And I love these shows, quite honestly. This has been a blast having you two on. But Katie brought it up, and she says, you really haven't done a recap of 2025. And, and I was like, because I've tried to do like best ofs before, and to try and do a best of this of our shows are extremely difficult.
Well, but a recap is easier.
A recap is what we're going to do, but trying to do a best of is hard because sometimes, you know, things get taken out of.
Well, that's subjective. Best of to who?
But no. Well, either it doesn't really matter, but it's hard.
Because some are better than others.
That is correct. And some that he likes, and there's some, you know, that, and then there's like when Doug reached out and he said he really liked some. I'm like, wasn't one of my favorite moments, but it's not about me, but still.
But that's kind of the good thing about this podcast too,
Yeah.
is it's speaking to so many different people in different ways. Somebody's story may not mean anything to you. I think they always mean something to you and Larry. But if Bonnie and I are listening, maybe we don't resonate with that person in some way.
Right.
But somebody's going to get something out of it, no matter what.
Same way it happens in a room, right? Same thing happens in an AA room. You know, so and then the other thing about doing a best of is even doing the lines on for Instagram and, you know, pulling clips out. There's sometimes they get taken out of context, right? And that when you bring something out of context, when somebody's telling their story, you tend to draw a different opinion on that person. And I really don't want anybody thinking wrongly about anybody that comes on our podcast, right? So when you pull something out of context, and I think that I shouldn't worry about that as much about, but when we go through and because we're going to go through 2025, when I started pulling and listening this morning, when I started making a list, I'm like, holy crap, we did.
We probably won't even remember that happened.
I'm telling you, when
when
I start
did we
going,
start this 2020, what year, what month of 2024?
2024.
We started in July of 2024, right? So when I started thinking about it and I started listening to it this morning, the meat of our podcast has been done in 2025. So in this list, when I start going through this, you're going to go, it's going to go, wow, right? So the first one in 2025 was Matt and Mary when we had them come back in on their second go around.
Really?
After they got married. Yeah, it was after they got married. You know, we talked about
after
that.
Mary, after Matt,
right?
Okay.
Yeah, so it was all back when Matt was talking a little bit more. Matt also had that revelation that he hadn't been real honest with us after their son passed away,
right.
that he was drinking a little bit during that period of time, right? So he wasn't real honest, and he kind of came out. So he kind of started his whole journey over again. And that whole thing about him being open, it helped him out. I mean, it really helped him out, right? Because being true to thyself is the number one thing you have to be as an alcoholic, right? Alcoholic, drug addict, anything. If you're hiding something, you ain't gonna. It's not
from
gonna
yourself.
be well. Oh yeah.
If you're just lying to yourself,
right.
you're not. You're screwed.
Right. So I mean, I don't get to see Matt and Mary that much, you know, because they hang out a lot at the primary purpose, and that's fine. I mean, and I've made a commitment. I told you this before I had my surgery that, you know, and I am going to make it a point to get to my home.
Sundays.
Yeah.
I've hit some Sundays at primary. There's not a lot because there's not a lot of there's a few of the people that know us, but there's usually because we don't go around as much.
Right.
So they don't even really recognize you.
You know
You're
what?
just kind of like a stranger.
And you know what's funny about that is whenever I did, what the hell happened here? What happened to Katie? How come you got cut out of the shot? But whenever I remember when I first started going,
technical difficulties.
I remember when I first started going to primary purpose, that people would show up and they'd be all excited to see him. And I'm like, I've been here almost 8 months. I ain't never seen that person. How come they're excited? And I kind of probably is the same way.
Because we haven't been there for 8 months.
Right?
You know,
So
that's a brand new person.
It'd probably be the same way if I showed up over there. You know, everybody be anyways. So maybe they don't get excited. So, hey, the number two show in 2025 was probably one of the most controversial ones we did because it was the fuck show.
I thought that was 2024.
No.
It's right behind you.
Yeah, that's where the swear jar came from.
I would have swore that was 2024, one of the earlier ones.
No, that was the fuck show. That was the one I couldn't hardly even get through. That's the one we were talking about. Trigger Man, who's the guy you guys went and did the 12-step on. That brings that all around.
Yeah, look at that. You call that a segue?
Yeah, you just talked to me about that. You
Look
just
at
said
him.
that you just said right
He knows
before
what a segue is,
Right.
as well as
clickbait. He's
I know,
learning so
I know what a
much.
thumbnail is too, and it's not just that.
He's learning so
you're
much.
so
So proud of you.
sophisticated.
I'm getting there.
Yeah, so you right before we started airing, you said you did a 12-step
Yes, Brian and I went and did a 12-step on old big on Trigger.
trigger.
He doesn't mind if we use his name because he wants to show up all disheveled. I said, well, if you want, I go, we're coming to get you tomorrow, part because we were supposed to get him last Saturday. Brian was because he called me drunk,
Right.
you know, and then Brian, because Brian's going to be a sponsor, and I pissed him off earlier. We were there talking. He was like, you know how drunks are.
Oh yeah.
You know, and he's self-pity and he's
You been one?
and he's well, but this is where he's been on the couch. He's pissed himself. House smells like
Brian
house.
a big scare too.
Huh?
He gave Brian a big
Yeah,
scare.
house smells like dog. You know,
Right.
awesome. And then now I found his bottle, which is half full. Guess what he's drinking?
Jack Daniels.
Schnapps. Fucking schnapps.
What?
So, dude, what do you, I go, hold on. I go, let me go buy some taka. You know, be real alcohol.
Oh my God.
And then he tried to take a drink and he couldn't drink. He just spit it up on himself. That's good. That's beautiful. I love it.
Just rejecting it.
But then so listen. So we're talking, and Brian's going to sponsor him. He goes, "We're going to get into the book." He's excited about getting into the book. Because Brian goes, "I probably know more about the book than you do, Brian." And Brian goes, "Yeah, you're probably right." And I go, "How's that working out for you? All that knowledge there,
Andrew?
I go, you can't find the bathroom, and you can't even swallow fucking schnapps. Shut up." And then he just looks at me and goes, "You fucker." So tomorrow at 5:30, whether he's clean, I said, I recommend you showering. But if you shower, we'll put you in the Tesla. If you don't shower, we'll put you in my work truck. But either way, you're fucking go. So
You know, the funny thing about that is they probably couldn't take him into a better meeting because it's just us
it's
guys.
us.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's just us guys.
He's just there, you know.
Right.
And you go, God, I was there, and now I'm here, and he's just in self-pity mode.
But what's the difference between the last time he was just there when he came back into the room and he told all of us that he's
Because
just there?
Well, he has resentments, fear, resentment, selfishness, dishonesty, all those that he hasn't dealt with. We talked about a few of them, you know, where he tried to deny, and then I'd ask, like I did to you, ask a question, and then
Talks
he,
you in a circle.
then he answers his own question, and then he looked at me again, fuck you.
Yeah, because he knows what you just did.
You got a resentment because when you were going through, because he talked about cancer, because he had the same thing I did.
Yeah.
He went through the same thing.
Yeah.
But right in the middle of that, his wife left him. In the middle.
Really?
Oh, that's
She
harsh.
gone. So, I mean, I'm over at Rob. I said, the fuck you.
No, you.
That's
no
all you
way.
talk about when we talk about cancer. It's not just the pain and everything. That in the middle of that, she left, but you're over it. You forgiven her. No, you haven't. Let's get into that then. Let's find out why you keep drinking.
Yeah, it
Because there's
really
a reason.
does. Who's been a sponsor prior?
Nobody.
Real.
Someone down south.
Yeah, honestly,
This
nobody.
mythical sponsor
Right,
down south
right.
that no one's met.
Yeah, it's like my
Like
girlfriend
Santa
when I was in
Claus,
8th grade.
probably. I don't fucking know.
Right. Yeah. So what's funny is guess who I got a phone call from last night?
Wow.
Did you
that
forget
was
about this
wild.
one?
No, I didn't.
I did just now when you guys say Chris.
Well, we talked to you.
I know.
You hadn't heard.
I know.
Was it a butt dial? Or did he actually call
No,
you?
he actually did call me. So I saw it. I'm
Remember,
Katie
Chris
and
was
I.
at the one at with our little.
The one that was a little wet brained. It was funny. Katie and I were sitting there.
But you just brought him up Saturday.
I know. I just talked about it Saturday in the meeting. And what's funny is it was late too. It was like 9:00.
He don't have no concept of time.
I mean, we just finished watching Supercross and I turned it over to the UFC fight. Did you watch the co-main event last night?
Watched all of it.
Oh my God, that co-main event was brutal. No, the main event. The main event.
Justin and Patty. Great
Yes.
fight.
Anyways, it was just switched over to that. And Chris, I looked at my phone and it was Chris. I'm like, I'm going to let it ring a few times to see if this is a butt dial because that's what happened last time.
Yeah.
And so I answered it. I go, hello? He goes, hey, how are you? And I'm like, I'm well.
Does he know your name?
Oh yeah.
Okay,
He goes, you know, your name popped up on my phone the other day and I'd been meaning to call you. And he was just slurring.
Oh, baby.
And I'm like, yeah, I'm still here. How are you doing? He's like, oh, I'm great. I go, yeah, it sounds like it. Sounds like it.
Tuned up.
And I just, you know what? I was a little frustrated and he said two more things and I go, all right, Chris, call me when you want to. And I hung up. I'm like, I was just frustrated.
It's frustrating. I don't talk to alcohol either. That's why
I can't talk to
I've
an
got three
alcoholic
stories.
like
I
that.
have three
He
stories with
still
him.
do his job while drinking?
Dude, that guy's retired.
Oh.
Both of them.
Both of them are retired.
Right. Well, the one of them the one I'm talking about lost his business.
Yeah.
Mid alcohol problem. And it was a big one.
Yeah,
$1 million business. Yeah, he lost his business in the middle of it.
Andrew's retired.
Andrew.
I think I have the wrong person.
Oh,
Yeah, and he ain't. I mean, he comes from. Anyways, I don't want
well,
to.
Chris
talk
was
about
the older guy that we went to see. He was right across the street from us. Me, Larry, and Brad would go see that guy.
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about Maynard's.
Oh no, not that. Chris Lytle.
I was so sad. I'm like, are you serious?
No.
Wait, I did not know what Chris he was talking to until after the fact.
Okay.
And I was like, because how he was talking to that Chris was way different than what he would talk to
Chris Lytle.
Chris Lytle.
I was so sad
I
right
mean-
now. That's why I'm like, can he keep his job like that?
No. He cannot.
No, wrong Chris.
He cannot be a drug and
Oh, I'm
alcohol
so
counselor.
okay. I feel so much better now.
Drunk and loaded.
No, I actually did talk to him the other day.
His was methamphetamine.
Methamphetamine.
Yeah, he called me the other day. It's the first time I talked to him, and I told it was right after my surgery. I mean, I was literally.
He needs to come down to a Monday meeting or two.
Yeah, I mean,
Chris,
we talked.
you hear this? Get your ass down.
Yeah, we talked for quite a while, and I mean, I told him, I'm like, dude, I miss you something fierce. I need to get over there and see him, and it's just.
Well, now that you're up, you're
I know.
more mobile, we'll get there.
You know what? I actually started driving.
What's your first drive?
Saturday was my first time driving. That was so funny. I was on my way over there. I was doing
He was
like
driving Miss Daisy though.
45. I was doing like 45, and it felt like I was doing 120.
It was foggy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It felt like I was doing 120. Why is that popping up on here?
Which is great. I've been using the fog against Daniel. Jimmy actually showed up because, well, man, Rob, it's pretty foggy from here from Turlock, right? And I go, well, let me ask you something. If the only liquor store was in Oakdale this morning, would you go get your?
Yes,
oh, yeah,
I
well,
would.
okay, Dawson, I'll fucking
Yes,
see
I
you at the
would.
meeting. Shut up.
Yeah, no kidding. No kidding. All right, well, we got a few to go here.
And happy birthday to Derek today. Is his
Yes,
1 year.
Derek, he's going to be on next week.
I
So
apologize, but your chip won't be here till Tuesday, not Monday.
you suck.
It's my fault.
We're actually going to record with him. I'm excited to get with him. I have not heard his full story.
The military.
Yep,
He's got a
yep.
lot of military stuff, which is good.
Number 3 was Rachel Berry. We actually
doctor?
had
That's
Dr.
what she was a-
Berry,
but she was a doctor?
she was not. She wasn't a doctor
so
yet.
then we had her
Yeah.
out with Paul after that.
Yes, yes, we're gonna get there. Yeah, she was not a doctor yet at that time. She was still in school. Number 4 was Westside John. That's when John first came on. He was a little nervous.
I fucked that up.
Oh
What?
yeah.
Well, no, John and Heather, because we're supposed to at the wedding. We were all at the wedding. McKenna's wedding.
Oh, yeah.
We made plan. We got to bring it together with Heather and John. So they finally got their schedules worked out with us, and I had double booked. Bonnie pointed out. Remember, you paid for a jiu-jitsu tournament at the end of the month, next week.
Yeah.
We were supposed to take him to dinner, and I'll be in Stockton.
Well, there was, and then right after that was Heather. We recorded at the same time, and probably still one of my favorite episodes.
Super great.
Yeah, I mean, there's been a couple, but
That was number 8.
Number 8's a bitch.
Number 8's a bitch.
Right? I mean, you go back, and another good thing about doing this recap is, I mean, if our listeners, it's been a while since you've listened to some of these, for good grief, go back and listen to some of these, because Heather's was just, during the recording of it, I got super into it. But then when I went back and listened to it for editing and then listened to it again, it's like, man, the stuff that
With the mental health and addiction.
for her to come out of that and for any excuse not to get sober from anybody, bullshit. If that woman can get sober and put her life back together, anybody can. I mean, it's just a simple fact.
The
That's
little
how
gal
it
we
used
had
to
on.
feel when he'd make me go to the speaker meetings,
Oh,
and you'd hear these stories.
primary, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
They're eye-opening.
Oh,
That's, I do appreciate an open meeting and
'Cause Katie
going.
came.
Yeah, and going, because even the speakers, you hear some of their stuff. Some of them are great and some of them aren't so great. But yeah, wow. That's kind of the
Katie's eyes got opened up, I think.
It helps. Number
for
one, they
sure.
see they see what we're at.
Right.
Who we're with, and then they hear, especially at primary, it's so good because it's out of here. It's all about this. So you don't hear a bunch of whine and bullshit about crying in their beer. It's solution. What are you doing to stay sober today? Which is awesome.
yeah.
Katie's first one that she went to was a birthday meeting.
So hers too. And
Yeah.
it was the guy from Oregon who killed people. It was powerful.
Wow.
But then she came back to an actual meeting, and it was, so, I mean, if any spouse, husband, or wife is listening, I mean, you haven't been to a meeting with your spouse, go. Or your dad or your mother or something.
Killed people with a vehicle, though,
Vehicle,
right?
yeah.
Okay, yeah. It wasn't like he went and murdered someone and
No,
invited him in to speak.
No, yeah,
Not that it's any better,
it's
but
still horrible.
yeah.
But it wasn't truly intentional.
Yeah.
it was powerful.
They taught me a lot of lessons. I realized I was a very judgmental person, very judgmental with my own life and yeah.
And God has a way
I
of
don't know, but you also
slapping you in the face with it.
I mean, our stories are much different. Your story with Rob is much different. My story with Larry is much different. But hearing some of those other people's stories, have to be thankful for what we had too.
Oh, for God's sake!
Oh yeah.
It could have been 1,000 times worse, and thank goodness we didn't have to live through that.
I used to, when I would say my husband was an alcoholic, I always felt the need to justify. He wasn't the ones that hit. I never got hit. I never got yelled at. I never got talked down to. It wasn't that he didn't beat the kids or anything. Like, those were the alcoholics I grew up with. That's
It's
I had a
so
hard
bad.
time believing he
I
was
think
one.
there is that
So,
connotation to it as
Yeah.
well, that a lot of people, and you know, we haven't had that in the studio at all as part of their stories.
what's that?
He's an abusive alcoholic.
physical abuse.
We really haven't, have we?
We
Now we have it.
But I'm not judging
Which is
anybody,
weird.
but I mean, are they eliminating that from their story?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Well,
don't know.
I mean, think about this. Can you really be honest with yourself if you're not going to say, I used to
Yeah.
beat the shit out of my wife?
Yeah.
I mean, if you're not going to be honest with yourself and come out and say that, you're going to have some skeletons in your closet and have a hard time.
But see, when Dustin was here, Dustin and Priscilla, we did Dustin's story. He said they know when he was drunk, he got physical with his.
He did.
You know,
Yeah.
then that's that was the extent of it. He didn't get into.
Yeah.
You know, but there was some.
He didn't go deep into it,
No.
but I mean, I
That's
don't
all.
think you could really be completely open and be sober without making that part of it. I mean, that's being true to yourself, right? That's being true. Let's see. John came back. John came back. That was what I really wanted to bring that up. John was super nervous the first time he was recording, and he wanted to come back and tell more about his story, and he did an awesome job. And then Brandon, who turned 90 days in 2024. He between the end of 2024 and this is, I think, in March or April in 2025, he flipped a switch, and he because he was just a very angry individual for that 3 months from his 90 to almost his year. He was extremely
He was
angry.
working through a lot. Yeah.
Working through a lot, and we brought him back when he finally broke through that.
But when he hit the year, and
Right.
he hit another not a plateau, but he hit another booster,
Yeah.
basically.
And he's doing, I mean, what he's done for our Saturday morning meeting now, what he's doing now is just absolutely incredible.
And I took him after our meeting. I took him because we went and unloaded some stuff for Pat. I went to Pat's house after that. 4 or 5 of us went and unloaded some sand for Pat, sandbags. And then I had to go, the gal I work with, her husband left. So she's overwhelmed, and there's trees and there's this. So I go, so Brandon went out and looking at a tree. So we might have to take down, or we're going to have to take down, just kind of where is that. So we got to go for ride and drive. And
Brandon.
yeah. So,
He is still dealing with a few things, but he's doing.
but he's dealing with him. He's not the right way.
Yes.
The right way. He's not going to kill anybody, which is good.
And he
we got
started.
holes to bury him, but we don't.
Right. He started that Saturday morning. We all had a resentment against the Saturday morning meeting at 9:00.
In
right?
Oakdale, yeah.
In Oakdale, we all had that resentment, and he took
solved
his
it. He solved it for us.
He took his resentment and he solved it. Right. He went and he got us a new place in Escalon, and we're doing a 7:00 meeting in Escalon now, which is amazing. So that we brought him back. And then we had Nathan's first visit in here.
That was the first one.
Yeah,
Okay.
that was the first one. And I mean, and that was when we brought him in, and Nathan had really, I mean, he had went from struggling, 6 years, right? When he finally decided to go through the steps again and finally decided to
steps
really,
the first time, really.
right. And he finally just, the light that came on inside of him that's why we brought him on, was to talk about that and tell his story.
He's still on fire.
He's still, I mean,
Now they're getting married. That was just.
Right.
And then
we brought him back
Jamie on.
later in.
Yeah.
We brought him back later in, and then I mean, it's just I don't get to see him as much because we don't see him on the Monday nights as more. Where's he going to
Well,
mostly?
he'll hit Oakdale, but he's
Really?
doing a lot more training too, more jiu-jitsu training.
Is he sticking into that?
Oh,
Okay,
yeah.
all right.
He's competing Saturday with us.
Good.
Miley's competing Saturday.
Good.
TJ
It gives him time with his
TJ
dog.
Mason is competing Saturday. The old heavyweight that I wrestle with and I
Uh-huh.
went to school with. We got him in the rooms now.
Is that the one Jason worked with?
Yes.
That's the one Jason talks about quite a bit.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. Let's see. Then Nathan, and then Mike and Jason. That was Mikey Stillman, his first one. The first one. These two were, the next two that we're going to talk about, that first one, when Mikey Stillman, because that's the one where Jason's son that died in the accident, but Jason's son, Tyler, lived for 3 years?
About that.
That Tyler lived with extreme mental disorders, and I mean, he just was.
Wasn't it Tyler's brain worked? It just couldn't tell his body what to do.
Right.
But in that accident, Mikey Stillman's son died on impact.
Died there.
So, and they hadn't really.
Well, they both died, but Tyler got brought back.
Right.
Yeah.
And Mikey was too far gone.
Right. But they hadn't talked in like 16, 17 years.
Since, yeah.
They really hadn't talked sober about the accident.
Absolutely.
About the actual accident. So they were on here, and so Jason and Mike was one, and then the very next one, they were supposed to come back to finish it up. But in that middle, I kind of was like, you know what? I'm going to see if Kim will come back in.
It was Kim. Right.
And so I called Mikey and I go, hey, Mike, do you think Kim will come in with you? And he was like, which is his wife. And he was like, I don't know, let me find out. And she said, yeah. So the second one, oh my gosh.
That was powerful.
That one, I could not help but cry.
And he chairs the Knights Ferry men's meeting. He's on fire.
Once again, miss him. I love every time I see him, I got to hug him because that guy, once again, same thing talking about Heather, right? To see him go through what he went through and struggled through and get to where he's at. Oh my God, just inspiring to see where he's at.
The power of the program.
Power, everything that's involved in it. So then Christy was after that.
Who's kicking ass?
Yeah, Christy's doing awesome.
Christy,
Aaron's mom.
Aaron's mom.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm proud of her. She's come far from what we saw when she was younger.
Right.
She has come far.
She's helping a lot of women right now. She's really helping.
Well,
women.
she brought in Stephanie, who comes in a little bit later in our stories, and then that's how I got to meet Blake, and that's who I ended up walking. That was my only sponsee that I did, and the only one that's been successful, I guess I should say. And then the big ones came in. Then McKenna came in after that one. She was number 50. And then Miranda was 51, and then Katie and Bonnie was 52. And those 3 episodes were powerful.
That was a turning point in the podcast.
It was in the turning point for several things.
Oh, yeah.
In my relationship with my daughters, both of them.
Right.
Mostly Miranda. Whew.
We saw her driving out here and gave her a honking wave.
Yeah. Mostly
at her house.
Yeah. Yeah, mostly with Miranda. I think that was a really big turning point. Not for our relationship, but for her to get out what she really wanted to get out.
Yeah.
Right. I don't think there was still a lot that we hadn't spoke about. Her and I hadn't spoke about, and I think it gave her the opportunity. And she felt comfortable enough to do it. You know, McKenna walked through a lot of stuff with hers as well. And I just thought it was. I mean, it did great, and hopefully it helped somebody else.
And what I enjoyed about it. Well, because how people can be in the same situation,
right?
The same, and see it differently. There's just different perspectives. Kind of like the Bible, you have Matthew, Mark, and Luke, the Gospels, talking about the same person, but from just a different perspective. Not right or wrong, just different how people see it. And it gives you an opportunity to try to get to their point of view. Oh, I get that now.
Yeah.
What a good, what a great.
But also a good message of hope for, some of these alcoholics who have lost relationships with their kids.
Which is huge.
Yeah, there is forgiveness. Even, that has to come on both sides, really.
It does.
Yeah, and it's, and it was fun for me, but that's also the one that, that's the reason why Jason Ryan is, he was really wanting to bring Jake on. He said, I listened to that, and he's,
it's good to get a child's perspective and when he's not a child anymore.
No, and he's a full-grown fireman and doing amazing. And but I think Jason, he hunts with him, he does a lot of stuff with him, but I don't think they've actually sat and talked about it. You know what? And those things are very healing for other people to hear, right? For other alcoholics that have, that are hearing that, how open that you have to be to discuss those things. And
with your adult kids.
With your adult children.
Well, what did Gilbert say? Remember at that one Saturday morning meeting, he had said, how long did it did take for his daughter to finally say, I love you, Dad? Was it 30 years?
Yeah, 30 years. Yeah.
30 years.
30 years.
But that also kind of ties in too with further down the line, Mary's husband,
Sean?
Oh yeah,
and his daughter.
Yeah. So we're getting to that one. You guys keep jumping ahead of my
sorry,
stories.
Yeah,
I mean,
just-
it'll come into
those are some
it.
great
but
ones, though.
also
Fuck's
for,
sakes.
Jamie and Nathan.
Nathan.
You know,
that's coming up.
You know, what's coming up.
You guys want to follow my script?
I know, but what
You
I'm
want to
saying
do
is
your
that
own script?
Maybe next time you should hand the script out.
Oh my! This all kind of ties together because it is that healing with,
It really
with
is.
your children.
But that's
So,
also
but that
the
also
one
comes into this.
that you brought up a good point. Those 3 episodes right there is what created Sean to reach out to me, right? Because he was having difficulties with his relationship with his daughter, and it actually
Was hoping for the mending, which it did.
It did. So, I mean, the next one it's Katie and Bonnie, which was, I mean, I wanted to talk about that one just for a minute because Katie was struggling. And I don't know, I don't remember, I never talked to Bonnie about this, but Katie was really struggling from the very beginning because we had talked about putting Katie on here right
From day
away,
one.
right? And the girls. And it was, always never. And then it got closer and closer and closer to Katie coming on. And then, we decided to bring Bonnie on. I think that just made it more comfortable for Katie to combine the two. And I kept telling Katie, this isn't, it is going to be healing for you, but think about another wife that's listening. Think about another husband that's listening. Think about somebody else that's listening, what you can do to help somebody else. And I think that's kind of what helped her get over that. And I think once she got past the fear of being behind the mic and the fear of being open about this, this thing that damn near destroyed our life, she's been on here several times now, and I love having Katie on here. I mean, it's a blast. Katie and Bonnie both. Sure. Yeah, I mean, it's love having the ladies' perspective come on here but not just two dummies sitting here trying to make conversation. And then the next one was Paul. Paul, who
that feels like years ago.
It feels like forever, right? But Paul came on right after that one, and it was to get to know him and to find out. I mean, I had never really heard you. I always saw him in that morning meeting, and I'd always heard him as the deadbeat building a fence back in South Carolina, and that's about that's the most I'd heard about him, right? Then when we got him on the podcast to realize that he's the director of Sutter's behavioral health program.
And then you see how God, God took a man like that.
Right.
And did that.
And all of what he did from the time he got sober to where he's at now, just what this program has done for him and the amount of people that he'd been able to help through the years. And it's not even in alcoholism, it's behavioral health period.
Being, the director of Sutter, where he's at.
Right.
He's in Stockton and a recovered alcoholic.
Right.
Which is a benefit to, that perspective is a benefit to people like us.
Right.
Well, all of them.
Right.
And then we had him.
Right.
And
Don't
Dr.
go
Rachel.
ahead, for fuck's sakes.
We had Dr. Rachel.
Damn it.
And when she was a doctor, and Paul back on with the medical, we're actually like real podcast, real legit shit.
Real legit stuff,
Yeah.
right?
Said some idiot over here just flexing in the cameras.
Oh my God, this guy.
Hey,
What?
I want to get back to Andrew. I said something kind of profound and it even struck me, which is rare.
You said something profound?
Well, kind of. We were, because the steps, because you got to go through the steps, which I don't think he's ever done anyway. And then you start talking about, step 4, the fearless inventory, then making amends. And you see that doubt. It's like, listen, if you're worried about the cost of going for it, you should look at the price of staying exactly where you fucking are.
Oh, no shit.
Pick up that bottle again, see if you can swallow the next one instead of spitting up on yourself.
Another Robism.
Yeah, pretty good.
Write it down.
Yeah.
Is that something that you guys have done, actually walked through the steps on a podcast?
We have not. We have not.
Yeah, I think
we're
so,
gonna
because
walk.
I think, honestly,
I
don't
would.
know what the steps are.
Well, if you want, we could do it like how, because I do it faster than anybody, straight out,
No.
We could just go through and, hey, this is how this is.
I would. I've thought about doing it that way. The only reason why I have it is we say in the very beginning we're not affiliated with AA.
Right.
We
We're
kind of
not.
started about that. I'm not afraid to talk about it and walking through those steps. Honestly, this far into it, I think in the very beginning, I was a little bit worried about stepping on somebody's toes.
But then you pointed out more than once.
Oh my gosh.
There's other podcasts that they're
wide open about it.
We try to protect those fuckers don't care. So
I'm not the least bit worried about it. We're going to, in our next episode that we're going to record, we're going to go through a little bit of the inventory stuff because I got stuff that I want to work through. This is the reason why I'm going back through the steps myself.
I think that's good to talk about too, but also how you've said the steps have helped people who aren't alcoholics, who don't have a problem. How many wives or,
3 so far.
spouses
Do you know how many
walked?
times we had to use the steps in PTC meetings? I'm not even joking. Nope, this is how we're going to...
You know what? I'm honestly thinking this morning we probably could have used them. Larry and I put up that gallery wall downstairs.
I don't get it. I mean, she's got 2 hands going and we're on a kind of a clock, right? I need to be up here and get stuff ready for the podcast.
Because Larry's on a timeline of his own.
By God, this is all scheduled.
You're not now.
And now you
Wait
are.
a minute, Bonnie. I put the camera back on you. Can you do what you just did? There you go.
And you get the old lady arthritis knuckle one. Not even the cool one.
But we're putting up that wall out there, and I had the laser up, had everything leveled out, and she's talking on her phone and banging on the wall. I'm like, we got shit to do. You ain't got time. And it's talking about something that's not even pertinent. It's gossip. It was pure gossip. It was gossip.
You know what? Your daughter was hurt.
I know, but she was over it at that point.
She wasn't.
Oh God.
Just so you know.
Anyways, she's over it now.
No, she's
She's
not.
probably yelling at her dad right now. Motherfucker, I wasn't.
Yeah.
I'm not over it for her.
Oh, it's a bad situation. Anyway, so yeah, we're going to talk about that. So anyways, then what you guys already talked about is Sean, after Paul, Sean had reached out to me through Instagram and I missed it. And he had said that he knows my son-in-law. Actually, no, that didn't happen that way. I'm sorry. He reached out to me through DM through Instagram and I didn't see it for a little while and I saw it. And then all of a sudden I looked at it and when I get people that reach out through Facebook or something like that, I kind of do a little dive in and make sure they're real. And I dove into it and I saw that my son-in-law, Patrick, was friends with him on Instagram. I'm like, huh. So I sent it to Patrick and I go, hey, do you know this guy? He goes, yeah, he goes on our Pismo run with us every year on the Harley. I go, well, do you ever see him drink? And he's like, you know what? I don't know if I ever have or not. I don't know. So I'm like, it probably doesn't matter. Let me reach out to him. So I did. And he had 10 years of sobriety and he doesn't, he's not in a program, blah, blah, blah.
Well,
and I'm like,
but he's not in our...
Yeah, correct. He's very involved in church, but he's not involved in Celebrate Recovery or anything like that. But he's... Well,
sorry,
yeah,
that's just my opinion.
But anyway, so we had him on the show and then I got to meet, that's when we fell in love with Mary, right? Something about Mary came into our lives. And
a lot of Marys.
Yeah. Anyway, so that's how we got, and Sean, once he recorded and his daughter looked at it, listened to it, their relationship.
Yeah, it was really a watershed moment for that relationship.
It was, yes, and it really absolutely
watershed
grew.
That's a good point. Look at that.
Yeah, listen to you. I'm so proud of you, Rob. You've grown so much.
Yes.
Doing some raiding.
Thumbnails, segues, watershed.
YouTube is teaching him right.
Well, that's so funny. Anyway, so yeah, that was by far how the reaction of that one came around was pretty incredible and fun. Then the next one skyrocketed, and that was the Chief. The Chief came to see us from Colorado, Jim Hart. That was he is
the Lawnmower
still
Man.
The Lawnmower
Wasn't that
Man.
a movie? That was a movie, Lawnmower Man.
Duck Dynasty. They used to race lawnmowers.
Yes, it was. There was a movie called Lawnmower Man, and who was in it? Anyway, Jim.
There was on Forrest Gump. He was the
so now you're calling Jim Forrest? Yeah.
I don't know about all
Jim,
that.
Yeah, I heard that shit. Life's like a box of chocolates, isn't it?
No, but yeah, his episode is still one of the most listened to episodes that we have.
You got to love them Colorado people.
Well, it's not only that; a lot of the first responders.
Yeah,
Great
a lot
story.
of the
that was
first
great. But that was a
responders.
great fucking story too, though.
His story was gripping.
Story.
Yeah, his story. If you get into that one and you have to shut it off, I don't know what's wrong with you, because that one's grippy.
Again, one of the best God moments. I mean, you know, with the bullet. Yeah, that was just fantastic.
For sure.
Do you notice there's a lot of alcohol and drug like abuse with
law enforcement or the first responders?
First responders. Oh, for sure.
The stuff they have to see, what they have to watch, and
he talked about that. I mean, he's still extremely involved in it. He's gotten more involved.
He's coming back out, by the way. He wants to come watch me compete. By the way, Jim, I'm competing this coming Saturday. Which,
but
this will be Wednesday, so it'll be 3 days after you hear this. And in February 22nd, I'm going back to IBJJF to the real deal.
You're going to
SAC. I'm going to make. I'm going to make someone fucking pay for the shit that I laid, for the egg I laid in goddamn Vegas. Sorry about the GD. Sorry, Lord. For the fucking egg I laid on the mat in Vegas.
Someone's to your men's camp out.
That's in June.
You know what? Jim would have a blast there.
In June, that's June. The second weekend of June, we're doing the camp. We're going back.
He actually started a
men's meeting.
He did. He started a men's meeting then, and it started. And it was, he would call me almost every Wednesday, and he still does. And at the first, when they started it, like they did it like 2 or 3 weeks, and then he's like, "Oh, we decided to take a break," and blah blah blah. I'm like, "Jim, that's the worst thing to do. Worst thing to do.
Two guys show up.
That's what I told him. Anyways, so that was an amazing one. Then I think in 2025 is the first time people got to actually hear Jason Ryan.
Yes.
That he
was
he
was one of our first.
Him with Kim.
I know, but that was in 2024. So we're doing a recap of 2025.
Yeah.
That was when Jason came back because we were doing a topic, and he was in between some jobs or something. When I get an opportunity to hang around with Jason Ryan,
do too.
I
don't pass
value every ounce of it, right?
Because we were there last week, and we got to eat crab with him.
Yeah,
he put at the crowd. It was a fundraiser for a fire department.
For the Turlock?
Yeah, it was in Turlock.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and so
was it at the community center?
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's a really nice place.
No, it wasn't the community center. It was a nice.
It was a little off to the side. Yeah, it was.
It used to be something else, and they turned it into like a hall. Really great deal. Brad and Grace were with us.
Hey, thanks for the invite.
Yeah. Well, you were laid up, buddy.
Oh yeah. Crippled. Yeah, fucking crippled bastard. I'm over that. I'm going back.
No, you're
to work.
good now.
Well, I don't know about 100%, but
wait. This is the year of healing. Next year is the year of pushing this fucker to the limit. This year we heal.
Well, I can tell you right now,
we don't chew tobacco, and we heal.
Well, we're going to get into that in the next episode. And then we had Kat come. She was the lady that came in from LA. Right. She's still amazing. And what Katie just alluded to is she came here and she was still single. She told an amazing story in Colorado. She owns and operates several. She's got
in LA.
And now she's got the one. She even talked about the one in Wisconsin that she was putting together. Some recovery centers and some not only recovery centers. She's got some facilities that you just go in and dry out. I'm sorry, I'm blanking right now, but she actually did. She got married. She met a guy out of New York, and she got married. She actually talked about him a little bit when she was here.
Oh, right on.
Yeah. She seems amazing. I've texted her a few times because she lives pretty close to where I see my doctor down south. So I actually was going to go into a meeting where they were at, and just something happened because I was down there for work. Anyways, and then Kat, she's got an amazing story. But out of Kat's story, I was sitting in Phoenix this is probably one of my funnest stories right here. I was sitting at Mary was still doing our Instagrams, and Mary was for a little while, and God love Mary. She's had to back off because her and Sean are dealing with some stuff, and great stuff. It's not bad stuff, but she just couldn't keep putting the time in. Anyways, I had this email come across on in my email or through the fan page on Buzzsprout. Yeah. It said, "Can you please call me ASAP?" And I'm like, I can't respond to that stuff in there. I can't respond. I can't do anything with it. And as soon as I called Mary, and I'm like, Mary, I don't know what and as soon as that happened, I got an email that said the same thing, an actual email. And it said, "Can you call me ASAP?" And I'm like, oh, I got an email. And
this
Mary,
is probably my favorite one we've done.
Yes. And I get this. I'm talking to Mary as I'm looking at Mary's like, "That sounds sketch." And I'm like, "Mary, it's not sketch." I go, "Let me at least call her." And so she's like, "Okay." So I call her, and it literally she ended up being a little older than us. So I think she was in her mid 60s. And when I first
she's
talked to her
62,
to her on the phone, she was all over the fucking place. I mean, she was everywhere. And I'm like, God, she sounds sincere. I don't know what to do. And then I go, let me get back in touch with you. I'm going to have Mary call you and vet you out a little bit. I didn't say that, but I was going to have Mary call her and vet her. And so I called Mary. I go, hey, Mary, can you call her and you kind of get a feeling for it? And Mary never called her. And finally this lady kept calling. And I'm like, oh, okay. So I called her and I ended up talking on the phone with her for like an hour. And I'm like,
you can't call Conchetta and not at least
no. And I go, you're coming on. I don't care. So I call Mary. I go, Mary, she's coming on. I don't care what you think. And I told her the dates and she's like, okay. Well, Conchetta came in and oh my God, I fell in love with her. Oh my God.
I think honestly, I think we just scratched the surface with her stories.
She's coming back.
She's coming back.
No, she's coming back. No, I didn't talk to her.
I tried to describe to Bonnie the shit she did.
Oh, it's insane.
I mean, we're talking, this woman came from, I'm not talking Atlas Road money. I'm talking own Atlas Road money. Yeah. But the thing she did with Costco and the rugs and how she would.
It was everywhere. She was everywhere.
Entrepreneur.
Oh, yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
I know one of those.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
She would put to shame over some of the stuff she did.
Okay, can you cut that name out?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, sorry. My bad.
I guess. Yeah,
and it ended up being two.
She was the only one when we first started the podcast. I was going to do story. I said in my mind, I'm only going to do 30 minutes. So yeah, Conchetta was an amazing story. If you haven't listened to that one, that's a 2 episode. Like I said, when I very first
she's
started,
coming back, correct?
Yes, and I'm going to explain why. So when we first started these episodes, first started doing podcasts. I was going to split some of these up because I only wanted 35, 45-minute episodes.
But then Katie
came in and says like, you can't do that because that's
she
too
really
much.
scratched the surface on some of her stuff. And again, I don't think that we've gotten her whole story.
But we're on splitting them up. We don't split these up.
So what I did, so what I did is I stopped splitting stories up.
Just let it go
until I got to Conchetta's. Right. Well, Conchetta's, we were like 2 hours and like 30 minutes into it, and we hadn't even begun to get to anything. And I'm like, girl,
we hadn't gotten to the Costco hustle, normally all the gambling.
Normally when I'm listening to a story and I'm we're at 2 hours, I'm like, I can cut 45 out of this. And I'm like, as I was listening to her story, I'm like, there ain't a fucking thing I could cut out of this story, and all of it's pertinent. And all of it's fun to listen to, so I can't cut anything out. That's when I finally said, we're going to have to come back on this one. So we cut it. We came back, and there's almost 4 hours of it. And oh my gosh. So I talked to her. We talk to her every morning. She sends us amazing prayers every morning. And those are hers. Yeah. She's not.
I know.
She ain't getting these out of a book. These are her prayers.
She don't trust no one else. Right. She's going to give you her own shit. You're going to hear my shit.
And I love her for it. In fact, I didn't hear from her for 2 days, right? I didn't see it for 2 days. And normally I'm like, whatever. I was like, girl, I need your prayers. She's like, I've been sick. Well, I'll pray for you, but I need your prayers. I wanted that. I love her prayers because they are real. They're hers. And then we had Nathan come back with Julie. Jamie. Oh my gosh, that was so much fun because when he was on the podcast, I asked him, I go, so do you think there's something, because he was talking about, putting the relationship back together.
And being able to sleep on the couch during the Christmas, she actually let him stay on the couch and then be with the girls the first greet of the Christmas.
Right.
And then Larry's asked, there's still,
still something there. And he's like, well, yeah. So and I'm like, and then, so time had went by and we'd seen all this stuff. They'd been, obviously some stuff on. I'm like, Nathan, can you come on back on and bring her with you and let's talk about it? So they did. They came back on.
They're getting married.
And everything they're doing. It's freaking awesome. And then right at the end of the year, we had John from a wheelchair, and they actually walked up the stairs. Mm-hmm. Here, John, we actually had to record him twice because the first time.
Because he fuckered up the first one.
He did. He struggled on the first one and had a really hard time the first one. And when I was trying to edit it, I finally put it together, and I was like, I called Rob, and I said, hey, Rob, listen to this. I said, I don't know what I want to do do this thing. I said, this is horrible.
I said, well, send it to John, see what he says.
Yeah,
and so John said the same thing.
Yeah, I sent it to John, and I get this right back. He goes, I sound like a dick. I'm glad you said it because me and Rob, I just didn't know what you wanted to do.
His story's too good. There's too much God in it.
Yes.
to not have it.
Right. There was so
it was
much
good.
there. So he came back and we put that back
We
together.
make his ass walk it back up the stairs. Then.
Yeah.
So I'm
he
walking, bitch.
literally walked.
He wasn't
did
supposed to
that.
walk anymore.
He
Yeah.
did.
Oh,
He was supposed to never walk
Never
again.
walk again.
Supposed to
And it-
never walk
so
again. He walks up the stairs. I still got video of it. And then we brought Ashley in towards the end of the year. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on a second. I forgot Stephanie in there. That's who I forgot.
Who we got from Christy?
Back up. Yes. When I said Ashley, we got Ashley from Stephanie.
Well, we got Christy. We got Stephanie from Christy.
Right. We got Stephanie
Ashley
from
from
Christy.
Stephanie.
Yes.
Yes.
I forgot that. Sorry. I just, somewhere in
Steph
there,
was
I
awesome.
missed that. Stephanie.
Yes, yeah.
Okay, but now think of this: the
hold on.
dynamic between Stephanie's story and then the story we just heard from
Ashley?
no, starts with an M. We just had her,
Oh, Madeline.
Madeline.
Yeah.
I mean,
A lot of
same-
similarities.
different,
But
different,
different.
but different view on
Yeah,
Right.
that lifestyle. That
Right.
you know,
Very different.
Of the
Yeah.
prostitution.
But yet-
yes.
but yet that lifestyle led them to
Right.
which is very
Yeah.
very different.
Yes.
Crazy.
But and here's the reason why I wanted to bring Stephanie up is because I actually just texted her again the other day. Is we're working on. She ran into. I mentioned this in another
She says we
podcast.
just-
I know she did, but I can't say names.
No, but
But
just
she
say the
ran in.
position.
So Stephanie was the one that was in. That she was in the sex
working,
sex
sex
working, trafficking, and then she got out of it. But she was talking about a few of her pimps in it. Well, she went to a meeting over in Modesto. Now she was sitting there, in walks one of her pimps, her first one, her first one, and she
Been
was
sober for 9 years.
been sober for 9 years. Yeah. So we're getting both of them back on at the same time. And they've talked about it. They've actually worked through some stuff. He needs some statute of limitations to pass before he can actually come on. So we're kind of waiting on some stuff. So I'm really excited for that one. That's going to be a fun one.
We're gonna have our first
actually, that he's waiting for the statutes of limitations to pass
makes me
before he
think-
speaks. So
she must have some good control.
What do you mean by that?
I'd go across the table and strangle him.
Well, you know what? But once again, Bonnie,
Yeah.
we have to let those resentments
I don't
go.
think that
Well,
she
but she had a part in everything.
Yes.
I mean,
Yes.
she had a part in everything.
Yeah. I mean,
But
it's-
I think it was her second that she really had
Yes.
like more troubles with.
Right.
Like her life really fell apart
Yeah.
in that
the
situation.
first one, she had a good relationship. Well, I don't know about good relationship.
I mean, listen.
My pimp was awesome.
Hey, guess
he
what?
treated me great.
Tune in and you'll find out.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, he's got some stuff that he's working through.
But glad that he's sober and
Yeah.
living
Right.
a different
For 9
life.
years.
Well, and he was
That's-
looking. He was
that's
trying to find
awesome.
ways. She told me he was trying to, once they got to talking, look for ways to try. I mean, how would he make amends to someone?
Right.
So he would, and then her being in the program opens things up because a normal person
Right.
would not be open
Right.
to that. But having her
Right.
walk through her journey and seeing her part
Right.
in her journey,
Yeah. Then
you're
we
more
got
open to these things.
Right.
Well, I hope for both of them
Oh.
that it was good.
Oh, I think
that
it.
This
and I-
reconciliation.
It is. If she says it was great.
And she's actually probably going to come on prior to him because she's got some other stuff that she wants to talk about.
She's kicking ass, dude.
Yeah,
She's-
some of the
she's
stuff.
on
Her
point.
and Christy, I'm probably going to have her and Christy on at the same time.
Good.
Because what those two ladies are doing, and I'm just going to say this, and I don't care if Oakdale hears it or not, those two ladies are bringing the youth back into that Oakdale program.
Well, what that Oakdale program needs is strong women. Period.
Right. And those two
And
are.
they are strong women. I don't care. That's
and
what
Ashley.
they need.
So Christy, Stephanie, and Ashley involved in that program
Yeah,
in
that's what they
Oakdale.
need.
Between those three women, it's incredible, and we were blessed to have all three of those girls on.
And with strong women, I mean women that ain't going to put up with like Jeanette bullshit.
Right.
They're going to help women.
Right.
They don't give a fuck what you think.
Right.
Or about the politics.
Right.
There's just that, which is what that fellowship needs.
I like those kind of women.
But Stephanie and Christy, they're involved. They're doing the proms. They're doing this. They're just so. And Blake's extremely involved with Christy's boyfriend, which was my
Because
sponsor.
if he's not, she'll whoop his ass.
Right. I know. I'm sure Blake is a little scared of her. But anyways, so yeah, that was our
There's
2025.
nothing wrong with a strong woman.
I'm going to tell you
I
right
got
now,
one.
I got one. I'd be dead if I didn't have one. So definitely, for sure. That is our 2025, Rob, and I can't be more blessed than have you as my sponsor.
No, I got fired, remember?
My original. I was
But you
going
fired
there.
me.
My original
I'm
sponsor.
still fired though, right?
But
You were
always be a
fired.
sponsor,
You know what's
right?
funny?
No.
OG.
What's funny is I actually texted Doug today. Because I told him, I said, when I get healthy,
Wait, you dropped my husband for Doug?
I fired his ass.
Seriously?
On the line.
Serious?
On
No, I'm
air.
just joking.
He
I love
fucking
Doug.
fired me.
What am I supposed
I
to do?
love
I
Doug.
started at the top with him. I mean, I ain't even get any better than that. I'm just working my way down the ladder. Just
I don't
working
know.
my-
Doug's pretty good.
Doug's
No,
he's my,
Doug's
he's my
awesome.
sponsor.
Well, and here's a reason why I went with Doug.
He
And I've
must
said
know
this.
something then,
Yeah,
huh?
he knows where all the bodies
We
are at.
love Doug.
I've said this multiple times. The reason why I have Doug coming on is him and I have a lot of similarities in our stories.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still working through some stuff, and I'm blessed that I think that he's going to help me get through it.
Oh, yeah.
And I know it. Anyways, I texted him and I told him after my surgery and everything, because I asked him. I fired Rob right before I went in for my surgery, and I'd asked Doug prior, because if Doug said no, which I knew he wouldn't, but I wasn't. And then once I got Doug, I fired Rob.
Hey,
So
which is smart. You never quit a job till you have another one.
that's right.
That's what you do.
I couldn't find it. I couldn't go to a new sponsor. I couldn't fire you before I had a new sponsor. Hell, I could have asked 5 or 6 people. I'm a difficult subject.
I mean,
No
you
doubt
might
about
need
it.
5 or 6.
I'd
Well,
love
I
to
had-
see the ones
It
that
takes
pick
a
up
village,
the
Katie. It
unemployment.
takes a village.
You know what? I've said that for years.
Yeah.
It took a village to raise Larry, that's for sure. Some of his first bosses, I'm very grateful for, because they gave him a lot
And if
of
Doug would have said no, I'd make
his
Brad do it.
foundation.
Oh God,
Lord.
Brad's got to finish anyways. Love Brad. So yeah, that was
Brad keeps you right side.
Yeah. Oh, well.
Brad is definitely the one. If you're feeling good about yourself,
Yeah.
just call Brad. He'll remind you.
Tell him about all your good deeds. He'll point about it.
Tell him. Show
Are they
your
really that
ego.
good?
Show your ego in front of Doug or in front of Brad. He will destroy that
show him
ego.
that. Don't send that fucking picture to him. Hey, but I want to say something about that picture that I sent you. I forgot to say the thing I like most about that picture.
Is you?
No,
Your beefcake
is the
picture?
scar.
Oh.
What scar?
Is the hole the second
feeding
hole in my
tube.
stomach from where the feeding tube came out? That's what I look at.
Oh, I didn't even
That's
notice that.
Yeah,
I'll have to
It's
take
filling in nicely.
I'm sorry.
it doesn't heal. It's just right there on the left side of the
I
abs.
couldn't get
and that's a
past-
constant reminder of where I
couldn't-
came from. I love it.
I could
Hole, and now it's just a.
I couldn't get past the fact that one man was sending another man that picture.
Cake picture.
Did you see it, Bonnie?
I get
That's
them all
what
the
he
time.
sent me.
I sent that to her.
Oh, I get them all the time.
Yeah,
Hell
but
yeah.
him sending you pictures like that.
I'm
I
fishing.
see it now.
I'm fishing
Him
for my
sending
wife.
Here.
I'm fishing.
Anyways, let's get out of here.
See if she bites.
Listening to the Recovery Unfiltered
Katie, we got to
podcast.
fix this.
We do.
appreciate you being
could do
here
that.
today.
Recovery Unfiltered
If
Podcast
you'd like to
at
reach out to
gmail.com.
us,
There you go.
please email us at recoveryunfilteredpodcast.com. We will do our best to answer all of your emails.